It's going to use that passive cooling to detect those super faint galaxies, right?
That's right, yeah. And like, so as you saw in that video, which was in infrared, warm things are actually glowing like crazy. So we're trying to detect, light that comes from tiny blips of these galaxies all the way across on the other side of the universe. So in order to get there, we have to cool down the foreground because all that light is just swamping us, and we've got to get the light from the telescope glowing down so we can see those tiny blips across the universe.
Right. Well, Phil, thank you so much for joining us. Now, let's head back to the team in Hawthorne, California for a status update.
All right, we're now 39 minutes into the mission, and coming up is what's called SES-2, and that's when SpaceX will reignite its second stage engine, which you see right on your screen there.
We are expecting that SES-2, this is the second burn for this mission to ignite. There it is, right on time. You can see that there on your screen. Now this is about a 50-second burn for this burn. And this extra burn, this is a single Merlin vacuum engine, has about 220,500 pounds of thrust. And burning just for about 50 seconds doesn't seem like much, but it's just enough to take the second stage with the payloads attached to its targeted drop-off orbit.
That's exactly right, Jesse. This burn will put SphereX and Punch exactly where we need to be, getting ready for SphereX deployment. An exciting time. I know Farah is looking forward to that one. So are we, but things continue to look good.
There you can see on your screen that the MVAC engine is now shutting down.
Nominal orbit insertion.
And the second burn is actually a lot earlier than in other missions because, again, SphereX has to avoid the sun even on its way up to that sun synchronous orbit.
Yeah, as Mark Hammonds mentioned earlier, the earlier second burn is a planned burn to ensure that SphereX maintains that sun avoidance while achieving its intended orbit, and we heard nominal insertion there. This timing helps prevent the exposure to excessive solar radiation, keeps our thermal conditions that we just heard about within our limits, and ensures that proper instrumentation performance on the spacecraft, getting ready for this trajectory and separation.
And we did have a confirmation of second engine cutoff as well as good orbital insertion, as Mick called out there. And we are coming up in a few minutes. We will have, actually in about 30 seconds, we will have payload deploy of SphereX. We've got some great live views there on your screen. Earth looks amazing there.
That is a really great view. And we're glad to have it. Again, we're expecting that deploy at 41:56, about there. SphereX was designed to operate for at least 2 years, but the team says if all goes well, it could operate much longer.
Expecting deployment here in just a few seconds.
SphereX separation confirmed.
And there we heard the call out, and now you can see that there on your screen. SphereX is drifting away from Falcon 9's second stage, confirming deployment.
Woohoo! It took everything in me not to talk over you and go, yay!
So exciting.
Are you kidding? Farah is at the hostess right now, jumping up and down.
I'm sure.
Yeah, again, great live views. It's always nice to see. And again, this is a great opportunity for the spacecraft team to see it happen in real time. So now the spacecraft has a 3-minute pass over a ground station in Antarctica. You might have heard it mentioned a couple of times in the broadcast. Troll is what that ground station is called. And the team hopes to confirm an initial signal with the spacecraft.
Yeah, that initial signal will primarily be gathering engineering data for its health and status at this time. And once they confirm that and that it's ready to be operational, SphereX will then transition into its science phase, starting with calibration and test observations over the next few days or weeks that Farah had mentioned, and another pass over another ground station in Norway at about T+80 minutes. So about 40 minutes from now, they will start working on that and confirm that everything looks great on SphereX. So we're just waiting to hear that initial engineering data check from on AOS for SphereX, where they start receiving that engineering data just to make sure everything is good there at Troll.
Those iconic cones around the spacecraft, again, you can still make it out as it gets farther and farther from the second stage. But actually, let's take a look inside the Mission Directors Center. So that is one of the rooms that we have at Vandenberg Space Force Base. And sitting inside there, we have NASA personnel, but we also have SphereX and Punch personnel. Actually, if